a new day. It's your time to shine.
I invite you to follow along in God's Word. If you have the Bible and want to read it there, if you want to read it off the wall, follow along as I read the Word. 1 Peter 1:17 through 21. If you address as Father the one who impartially judges according to each one's work, conduct yourselves in fear during the time of your stay on earth, knowing that you were not redeemed with perishable things like silver or gold from your futile way of life, inherited from your forefathers, but with precious blood as of a lamb, unblemished and spotless, the blood of Christ. For he was foreknown before the foundation of the world, but has appeared in these last times for the sake of you, who through him are believers in God, who raised him from the dead and gave him glory, so that your faith and your hope are in God. What would possess a mother and father in their early 40s to sit in Florida below freezing wind chill factor weather to watch a soccer game? Well, I'll tell you what it was. Because of our love for our young son at that time. All-Star game. We're going to go. They wouldn't call it off. Anything in Florida that takes place in freezing weather should be canceled. But we survived because we were motivated by love for that youngest son. How about the student in college who's going to pull an all-nighter? Everything to keep those eyelids up, so that he can make it through the night to complete his term paper, because the professor is counting on that big time for his final grade and will not accept any late papers. Been there before, haven't you? I saw a lot of smiles. You know, motivation is a big thing. It is amazing what we can do and what we will do when we are motivated. Why don't we read our Bible with more consistency and fervency? At least everybody I talk to on this planet who professes to be a Christ follower says they struggle with that, being more consistent and more fervent. Not only in their reading of the Word, but in their prayer life. Or more discipline for the purpose of pursuing godliness. Why don't we strive more in our lives to be holy in all of our behavior, like we studied last week that we're commanded to do by God? Not an option, it's a command. For one reason or another, I'm offering you this. We may lack the proper motivation to obey God's command. Then quickly we'll review the commands that He gave us that we looked at last week. First of all, verse 13. Prepare your minds for action. Keep sober in spirit. Fix your hope completely on the grace to be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. First of all, we are to keep our hope fixed on the grace that will be revealed at the second coming of Christ, which is something we long for if we are Christ followers. Also, as we fix our hope on that, His return, we are to remain spiritually alert, He says. We are to remain spiritually alert and disciplined in our lives. That's part of the process. We We have to be alert as we look for His coming and the grace that will be revealed then. We have to be disciplined in our lives to prepare and to pursue godliness, as Paul writes in Timothy. But also, He commanded us, as we looked at last week, verse 15 and 16, be holy. And He didn't just say be holy. He said be holy in all of your conduct, all of your behavior. You are to be holy. We are commanded to be pursuing a life of holiness in our everyday conduct, at school, at work, at home, and when we're playing. 24/7. My question for you, and it's for myself as well, are we motivated? Are you motivated? May I ask, are you properly motivated to pursue a life of holiness as we are commanded to do so? Well, we're going to look at 1 Peter chapter 1, and we'll look at verses 17 through 21 today, where we will examine some proper motivations for holy living. Some proper motivations for holy living. The first of that is, of the two, is in verse 17.